Alright, so today we're playing a game that I actually have a lot of nostalgia for. This is a game that I played back in the day when it came out in 2010. This is Aliens vs. Predator, a survival horror FPS game. It was a very interesting experience, I will say. Like, I never really experienced a game quite like this one before. And the single-player campaign, you actually had three different campaigns. You had the Marine, the Alien, and the Predator, and they all played completely different from one another and offered such unique gameplay that I would say the campaign alone is worth playing in 2025 if you haven't played it before. The multiplayer is what we're going to be talking mainly about today. Still actually has an active player base 15 years later. It is not very active. I mean, for a game that didn't really take the gaming world by storm. There weren't really a lot of people that really cared much for Aliens vs. Predator. It didn't get a lot of sales, didn't sell millions upon millions of copies. It was received pretty much mixed. Like, the reviews weren't necessarily, like, really bad, but they also weren't very positive either. Again, I had a lot of fun with the game, but a lot of people did not, and they kind of forgot about it pretty quickly. But despite that, I think, considering all of that, it has a pretty impressive player base in 2025. You'll mostly find matches on weekends, and it's mostly locked to species team deathmatch, though sometimes you'll get mixed species team deathmatch as well. And it really is, like, the multiplayer also is a very unique experience that I also can't say that I've ever had anywhere else. I mean, there were other Alien vs. Predator games that came out before this one. I don't know exactly how they play compared to this, but yeah, when you're playing as an alien, a predator, a marine, like, the gameplay is completely different. When you're just like a marine, a soldier with a assault rifle, it feels pretty similar to playing like Call of Duty, right? But if you're playing as an alien, you have unique abilities. You can climb through walls and jump really, really high and just do all these things that obviously like a human can't do. And you don't have a gun, but you still, like, you know, like, it plays a lot differently. And also the Predators is more of like a stealth approach where you can cloak and be invisible and kind of, you know, kill the enemies from the shadows. And then when you have all three of them trying to kill each other at the same time, having the three different teams, yeah, it gets really intense, and it's like really like nothing I've ever played before and have ever played since. I'm playing as a Predator in this gameplay, and it took me a lot to get used to because the controls and the way that like, it really is like you're playing three different games in one, essentially. You really have to play it to truly understand and appreciate this game for what it was. It definitely deserved a lot more respect and admiration than it ultimately received. But on Steam, it goes for sale pretty cheap. Got full controller support as well, if that's something that you care about. The graphics obviously are a little bit dated, but I think the dark, gritty presentation, I think it's aged pretty well, especially with the PC version, because you can run it at higher fidelity. And you can still play on the consoles if you want to. I would just recommend it on PC because anyone can run it at this point because of how old the game is, and there is a much stronger player base for the multiplayer on PC as well. So, yeah, that's what I would recommend. And also, if you do go to the online multiplayer, make sure you click on dedicated internet and you go to player match, not ranked match, and then it'll give you the full server browser. It's mostly one server that's active at any given time. It depends, obviously, like, if you're playing, like, on a Monday at like, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're probably not going to be able to find anyone online. But the servers are usually pretty active around the early afternoon hours, Eastern Standard Time. They are UK-based, so if you live really far away from that region, your ping's going to be really high, and you're not going to be able to really enjoy yourself as much. But I think it's still a pretty solid experience in 2025. After 15 years, I think there's still a lot of value to be had, and it still offers a really good gaming experience that I would recommend to pretty much anyone. Still fun, intense, and just overall really solid game to play.